Hello, everybody. Welcome to Torn Tuesday. May Govanen. I hope I'm saying that right. We're all Melon here. I hope
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying
think
that
uh, I think
right.
Megovanen is about the right way to pronounce it. That sounds correct.
Okay.
Hi,
Hello, everybody.
everybody.
It's Torn Tuesday. It's your weekly dose of all things Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. We've been doing this show for 10 years, and we're live
Oh my
right
gosh.
now on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Can you believe it? We're on all these platforms at the same time. I see the chat room. I see Ellen. Sarah Draper just said hello, hello. Julia, Rory's in the chat. Alex, great to see you. We have a barrel raider. Uh,
Barrel
how,
Raider.
how you doing, Mister 100 Rupees? Um, Ellen says the last couple of weeks there hasn't been sound on the opening reel you play. Interesting, because it's showing levels on. It's showing levels. You know what? I'll look into that. Um, so welcome everybody. It is a new year. It is January 11th, 2022, and we are
Indeed.
counting down the days to September 2nd, 2022, when Amazon's billion-dollar TV series. So I thought we'd give an update of where things stand on everything Lord of the Rings right now as we know it, and where
Let
things
there let
stand.
let there be light. I actually have light here. That's
Hey, we
fantastic.
can we can see him now. Hello, Cliff.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Yeah, looks like September is right around the corner. I mean, you, I don't know. You might be a certain age where you don't feel like time is passing that fast.
I don't.
Maybe you're at a certain age where you think, oh, I've got my whole life ahead of me. Well, you know what? Blink and you'll miss it. And time is literally passing by so insanely fast.
And the
And
fun,
that's,
I think the most fun part of being a fan with an upcoming thing coming out
yeah.
is this moment in time before the thing
Mhm.
is out. We can get hype. We can set our own expectations. We can
Mm.
leak stuff. We can get excited about official stuff. Cliff, wasn't 2001 the summer and fall of 2001 just the most fun fans had before the movies came out, and then the movies were good?
It was. It was the most insane time. And yeah, there was nothing but expectation, and the fans were, you know, in all areas of the country, in all areas of the world, literally everybody was fit to be tied. They were so impatient, waiting and waiting. And New Line had been doing a very careful job in marketing the film before, the release of Fellowship of the Ring. Um, and then there was the devastation that happened with the terrorist attacks on 9/11, and then the movie was released shortly after that. And the temperament in the air was that people were looking for a balm in Gilead. They were looking for something that would heal, and it was J.R.R. Tolkien that helped heal people and give them perspective. And I think that it was really an interesting moment in time where the artistry of Peter and his whole team of filmmakers had been working for years working on this, and then all of a sudden it was up to the studio to get it out into the theaters and let everybody have the right appetite and the right energy of expectations. It's a whole different thing now, and we are now in January, where we're hearing lots and lots of rumors that the very first and the biggest first splash of marketing the new Amazon Studios Lord of the Rings TV series is scheduled, or I don't mean scheduled, I mean it is rumored and expected to be coming out at the end of this month. And that's only a couple of weeks away, really. Time is
Hopefully.
passing. Time is passing so fast.
Well, we got greetings from Ireland. We got so many people in the chat room from all over the world. It's great to see. It's great to see all of you. And Cliff, I have a little bit of breaking news.
Oh dear.
I
Oh
have
dear.
breaking news. You guys
Oh,
have to see this. Let's bring it up on screen.
I'm going to
Uh,
say hello to everybody in the YouTube chat because I know there's a lot of people joining us on Facebook and on Discord, Instagram, and other locations. But, the only people I can really see right now are there in the YouTube chat. I want to acknowledge everybody and thank you for joining us. What on earth is that? Oh, that image,
that
Justin.
image from the two towers, Cliff. That
You
is
you pulled that up earlier today on Twitter, and that is Alan Lee. That is Alan Lee in that scene right
in
behind
the two
Vigo.
towers in the Helm's Deep. And I've always wanted to know uh, that did Alan Lee survive Helm's Deep? And folks, Alan Lee himself
He
has
did right back.
confirmed
He
that he
did right back.
barely, only just survived.
That was him today. He said barely. That's awesome.
So, Alan Lee, thank you for answering our 20-year-old question. And I'm glad he's a fan of fans. And I'm glad to see Alan Lee is still engaged with us. Cliff, people, Twitter is a hellscape of anger and resentment. But
Often, way too often.
but
Yes,
but
it is.
this
It
is
is.
what makes Twitter amazing. Like this shining moment of Alan Lee responding to us is makes all the other crap worth it.
I agree. I totally agree.
So
He's
that
he
was
is
pretty awesome.
isn't it true? I mean, it is he is notably not up in the cameras all the time. He is a little, maybe we should say a little press shy, and it's really lovely for Alan Lee to respond to us because,
That's right.
he likes to be, behind the scenes, incognito. He's not the person who craves the spotlight at all, and he's very relaxed and laid back about things like that. So
So the other
that was
surprise,
cool. That was
the
cool.
other surprising thing I found. So guys, I hope you saw the Matrix, the new Matrix, right?
Matrix Resurrections. Yep, I saw it.
So I went and revisited. I found an old DVD copy. Remember when these DVD cases came, and it had, the pictures and everything like that.
Yeah, I remember those. Oh my gosh, that was when they
Old
would.
DVD. So
It was part
I put
paper. It
this.
was plastic on the bottom and paper on the top. I remember
Yeah,
that.
it's paper. And so I put in the Matrix DVD, the first one. This is the first DVD that ever came out of the Matrix. It has bonus features, including a follow the white rabbit feature where you could turn it on and during the movie a little white rabbit would pop up on screen, and
Oh
if you
yeah,
hit enter fast enough on your remote, it would give you a bonus scene or like a behind the scenes or a little thing like that. Um, so,
right.
here's the interesting thing: The Matrix was awesome in 1999. Matrix was awesome. I saw it in theaters and I was shocked with it and became a fan of the whole trilogy.
Hmm.
But look at this. I went and I watched the behind the scenes feature, and again, this is before the sequels were even green lit. So the bonus features made on this
Yeah.
were produced before the movie came out. So there's no hype. There's no like this movie changed filmmaking forever and the hype was real and look at the reaction and fans camped out and lined up and da. There's none of that. It is just a bunch of people hoping this works. And look who I saw in the second person that talks in the behind the scenes features. Folks, that is Lord of the Rings producer Barry Osborne. Barry Osborne
Oh my
produced
gosh.
The Matrix.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I
I
had
had
forgotten
no
that. I had
idea.
forgotten that. I had no
I
idea either.
I was shocked that The Matrix revolutionized filmmaking. Matrix was basically the transition from like these weird 90s sci-fi movies like Johnny Mnemonic and Strange Days and Dark City and everything. and the Matrix basically made the new, like, it was the first metaverse movie that really like hit big. And there he is, Barry Osborne. So he literally finished making the Matrix, and before it was even out in cinemas, before anyone knew it was going to be a hit, they made it in Australia.
Hmm.
Barry Osborne flew a couple hours east over to New Zealand and jumped on Lord of the Rings. So the dude produced Matrix and Lord of the Rings back to back before any of them were out. I gotta tell you, you talk about Jerry Bruckheimer, you talk about all these other producers that make big movies.
Mm.
Barry Osborne, between The Matrix and Lord of the Rings, changed filmmaking forever. What
Indeed.
a guy! What
He
a guy!
did. You know what? I never even knew, and I'm really glad you mentioned Dark City because that's an awesome, awesome movie. A really cool surprise, a really awesome movie. Um, wow. I I had totally forgotten his connection to that.
So
But
now I'm curious. The chat room
does
is,
it
is, is right with me. I am curious. Did Barry introduce Hugo Weaving?
I was just going to ask that. I was just going to ask that. Yes. Do you
So
think so? Do you think that yeah, Barry probably said, "I know just the guy. Call up call up Hugo. I know just the guy to try out for this part of the Elven Lord of Rivendell."
well, over the pandemic, we've done a bunch of
The
reunions
excuse
with
me, the half Elven
the
Lord of
Half
Rivendell.
Elven.
He was half.
Um,
He was only half Elven. Yeah. Yes.
we've still got 2 more years of reunions to do because this is the 20th anniversary of the Two Towers this year,
Right.
2022. So basically, we have 2 years to get a reunion of the producers, including Barry Osborne, and I think this is part of one of the main questions. And folks, I'm glad that you guys have appreciated and enjoyed all of our reunions that we've done over the pandemic.
Indeed.
So I feel like this is just one of many questions I have for Barry in specifically. Like I want Barry is the white rabbit. That's true.
That's funny.
So that
Well,
was that was an exciting discovery.
I wonder if we're going to get any of the producers or the behind the scenes people at Amazon Studios um, coming up to interact with the fan community and acting like a liaison type of thing. There was a lot of that from Mark Ordesky and from
And
Barry
Rick Porras and
and Rick Porras, absolutely, and Barry Osborne. But I'm not sure if there's going to be like you know maybe one person out of this very big ensemble cast.
yeah.
Maybe it'll be one person from the cast who is going to be like the front facing
I don't know. I don't know.
person.
Like,
Not sure.
see, I think the general audience will want to see the cast, right? They'll want to
Hmm.
see the new Galadriel and the new Elrond, and I'm really excited about some of these, like Ismael Cordova. I'm really excited for him. He's a
Hmm.
fantastic actor, but
Yes.
I think our audience, the core fans of Lord of the Rings, we really want to know the writers and producers.
Oh yeah, I'm with
Like
you on that. Yeah.
that's who's in charge here. Like it's almost like the actors are secondary to who's producing this thing. Do they love Tolkien? Um, those are our top questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to sit down and have a really good talk with them. The showrunners, yeah, taking a look at what happened with Game of Thrones, it was always David
It
Benioff
was
and
always
DB
the
Weiss, and they were always at the conventions, they were at the symposiums, taking questions from the audience, from the fans,
it
from
was it was
the journalists, or even
it
from
was
the
three
top
of
down.
them.
It was those guys.
It was Benioff and Weiss and
And who?
Cogman.
Not so much. I mean, there was a period of time where you didn't see Cogman in interviews anymore. It was always Weiss and Benioff. It was always them. So yeah, you know what? Maybe it is safe to say, therefore, that we as a fandom have that expectation, and maybe it was Game of Thrones that put that expectation in place. You know, you're not
Maybe.
gonna you're not gonna have like an executive producer come in and do all the interviews. We want to talk to the showrunners,
Right.
and for better or for worse, that litmus test is already set by GOT.
Right.
Um, and you know what? So far, they've been very, very, very secretive. They have not let a single peep or a press release or an individual interview come from Patrick McKay or JD Payne. Not a single one. And I'm scratching my head about that, thinking like, what,
I,
when is this going to happen? When
and the chat
is
room
this
one,
going to
and the chat room
happen?
one, it's like, where are all the leaks? Well, there's kind of been two or three like sources of leaks, and I promise you guys, everything that we've leaked will prove out. We might have just got it way early, and no one wants to acknowledge it or anything. And I've got a new leak for you in a couple minutes, but before we get there, Cliff,
Oh gosh.
look at this. This is the new. This is the big new box set that everybody's been freaking out about. Uh,
That is what is called the Ultimate Edition when it's really
this
not
is
the
the
Ultimate Edition.
ultimate edition.
That is
Um,
not the Unicorn Edition.
no, this is the ultimate edition.
Okay.
You got the heroes. You got the heroes on one side, and you got
A
the
bunch
oh,
other
look at
character
that. So
other
much
characters
Bilbo.
on the other side, a bunch of other characters on the other side.
So
Okay.
so much Bilbo, and then you open it up. Oof, there it is. There it is.
Ooh.
All six
Ooh.
movies. All six movies. And I've pulled out the two towers. Each movie has a slipcase that
Oh, I
matches.
see.
Each has a slipcase, and then in each one there is one, two, three, four, five, six. There are
Okay.
six discs, and this one's empty
It's in the
because
player.
I've got it in the player.
Right.
Um,
Oh, okay. Okay.
so you
Great.
know
And that is all 4K only. It does
this
not,
is all 4K.
but it also
Um,
includes the Blu-ray high definition, doesn't it, as well?
yeah, and so here's the thing: you can
Okay.
watch the 4K. 4K comes just basic movie, and they included the Blu-rays, which
Hmm.
are remastered, but they're still in 1080p because the Blu-ray discs had room for all of the commentaries. So
That
that's
and
why
that
they
includes
include
commentaries and Michael Pellerin's appendices as well. Yes?
no appendices.
No. You better
No,
check my head at the door so we can start out even, okay?
no
Come
appendices.
on.
Yeah,
Say it again.
I
Say it
want to.
again.
I want to be clear.
The
This
ultimate, the quote
31 disc box set,
that
uh,
is allegedly called the Ultimate Edition.
with six discs in each movie, does not include the appendices, but it does include the 4K editions, the theatrical cuts, the extended cuts, all in 4K, and then the 1080p high def version with the commentary tracks.
Well,
And
those remastered 1080p Blu-rays do not include hours and hours and hours of hard fought and hard won behind the scenes footage from the team of Michael Pellerin. Is that
why
correct?
six discs does Leia asks? All right, so the first two discs, the
This is
first two
driving me
discs
nuts. It's
are
driving me
are
nuts.
are this is the 4K theatrical cut, and this is the HD Blu-ray theatrical cut.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Okay.
the theatrical cut in 4K and HD. The next
Okay.
two discs this is Lord of the Rings extended edition in 4K part 1 and part 2. It does not fit on a disc. The extended edition is two discs.
Okay. Then that's
And then
4K. The newest 4K.
and then there is extended edition Blu-ray version 1080p
Mhm.
in disc 1, disc 2. I've got disc 2 right here in the thing, and you can see the menus are just beautiful. We've got the only bonus feature it includes is the commentary tracks, which is commentary track 1 with Peter, Fran, and Philippa. Commentary 2 is a Weta workshop, so it's Alan Lee, who we just talked about, who's on in our mentions.
Yes.
John Howe, Richard Taylor, Tanya Roger, Grant Major, and Chris Hanna and Dan Hanna.
Okay, great.
The third commentary track is the producing team. So this is where you have Howard Shore, Barry Osborne, who we were just talking about, and basically everybody on this screen. I'd say half of them we've had on the show. We've talked to Jim Rigel and Mark Ordasky and Randy Cook and Christian Rivers and Rick Porras. Yep. We've talked to almost everybody on this thing. I'd love to talk more with Alex Funky and Christian Rivers. I'd like to talk more. Joe LOTR.
I would love to interview Alex Funky. I've always wanted to talk with him more.
So, and then the fourth commentary track is of course the cast: Elijah, Sean, John, Billy, Dom, Orlando. We've had half of the cast on this show. We've talked with Craig Parker at DragonCon.
Yes.
I'd love to talk to John Noble and Carl Urban. I'd love to talk to Brad Dourif at some point. Boy, that would be
Oh my gosh, Brad Dourif would be the golden interview. One of the cast members from the original Lord of the Rings trilogy that I have never ever interviewed. And I have spoken to everybody. I've interviewed everybody from the top down, but not Brad. And I've seen him work.
He really brought it as Wormtongue. He made Wormtongue better than anyone anticipated.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. So way fantastic. Way better.
This is the bonus feature disc. This is the bonus features that are
and that looks like
with this 31 box set.
That box actually has the printout of Thorin's key. Well, actually, that's the key that went with Thror's map in The Hobbit. Yes.
So included in this are three half-hour long Zoom reunions with the cast, one for each movie, Fellowship, Towers, and King. And then this disc also includes the legendary Can film reel.
Are you going to play that now for us?
I don't want to get copyrighted.
Okay. No copyright smackdown for us. Not today, anyways.
Do not take away the cast commentary disc. That would be a huge mistake. I agree. Now that I understand how this goes, I'm satisfied. I'm really happy with this 31 disc, but we'll get to that in a sec. So the big bonus feature that they keep marketing is this includes the Can film reel. Now, Cliff, look at this. Look at this. All right. First off, let's look at the scene as everybody knows it. This is the scene, right?
Okay.
This is the epic reunion scene, or the epic introducing the fellowship scene. And you can imagine the music. We can all hear it in our heads.
Right.
So I think everyone has this scene memorized by now, right?
Yes.
Let's take a look at. There's Leggy. Now let's take a look at what's on this version of this. That background is extremely different. Extremely different. I know we didn't mute. If we're gonna get clipped, we're gonna get clipped. But this is Gladiator music. So there you go. Let's rewind it. Let's go to Legolas. Look, there's the shot of Legolas. And here's the shot of Legolas. Guys, this is they recomposited the whole background, which tells me, you know what this tells me? This whole thing was shot on green screen. This iconic shot was made on green screen. Look,
I see what you're getting at.
They've put the cast basically, they put the mountains farther back.
Oh, I see.
So uh, so I don't know. I was excited to see one of the most memorable shots um, in its early version, and you can see why movies get expensive and they change things all the way to the end.
Right.
So
I didn't. How did you? You must have studied that for a couple of. I'm
I
looking.
I recognize this shot.
Well, yeah, but I didn't.
Like,
How long did it take you to notice distinct
immediately,
the
as soon
distinct
as it came
difference?
up on
Really?
screen, I'm like, those aren't
Really?
the same mountains. Come on, everybody in the chat room, y'all we're all alike, aren't we? Like, if something is off, we can instantly tell. If the scene is too green, we can tell. And if those mountains are different, we can tell. And so that's what's interesting. So that's not the only shot. That's the only one I'm going to show you. But this is this is on the bonus disc. It's about a 30-minute reel. So it's not just like a 2-minute trailer. Like, you get three 30-minute reunions filmed over Zoom, and then you get a 30-minute can presentation reel. It's substantial. There's a bunch of stuff at Bilbo's party in the Shire. Um, there's more sky in the film version. Yes. Yeah, look at
Hmm.
that.
You know what? I want to remind all of the people. I want to remind all of you fans, that is not John Rhys Davies in that most famous shot. That one that you keep referring to as the hero shot, the ultimate hero statement of the Fellowship theme from Howard Shore, and the ultimate hero shot of all the members of the Fellowship walking towards the camera. But
All right,
I hope everybody remembers
there's
that
the
was.
hero shot of Vigo. Let's go
But
back to and let's go to that. There's the hero shot of Vigo.
that's
Let's
Brett Beatty.
compare
It
it.
is not. It is not John Rhys Davies. It is his stunt double, his scale double, Brett Beatty, who is in that shot as Gimli. Just so you guys remember that.
Guys, look at the difference. I mean, there's Aragorn, and then there's Aragorn. Look at the difference in compositing. They've darkened it a little, put him a little bit into shadow. Um, the background is just completely different. You can tell on the can version right here that
Oh
this was
yes.
shot on
Okay.
green screen, and you can
Oh.
not tell that it's so when it comes, look, guys, when it comes to this big 4K box set, are you a completionist? Do you need everything? Will this show up on YouTube? I don't. Maybe in 5 years. I don't know, but I enjoyed seeing how things developed, and this is why we love the appendices, Cliff. It really is. It's like we love to see the progression of how things looked then, and then how they turned out in the final version, and that's what the can uh, film reel. The other thing that's in this box, there's a couple. There's some paper things. So there's a photo book, The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings,
Okay. Cool.
and there's just wonderful high res photos.
Oh wow! Looking at all the costumes and the different characters together.
Yeah, I tell you,
Nice.
the Hobbit movies are stunning. They just look great. It just they just look great.
They do.
The
They do
Lord,
look great. They do. Just
and then
too bad about the Mary Sue.
oof,
Ah,
speaking of notes.
oh,
And then the other thing that that they include are which I find this find weird. This feels like a studio executive wanted something. I don't know. Were just trying to come up with something to fill the
what
box.
are those? Are those like location cards?
Yeah, they're
Like
just
location
they're
postcards?
location cards.
Yeah.
They're heavy postcards.
Yes.
So it's like there's that Middle Earth, and then it's like the Minas Tirith one says 7 levels built on a hill, each ringed by gated walls and carved from white stone, rise up to form Minas Tirith, city of kings. At the summit of this vast and elegant capital of Gondor, 700 feet above its own great gate, lies the citadel.
Oh, okay.
capital of the nation of Rohan,
Okay.
towering high above the Anduin.
The Argonath.
Under the lonely mountain lies the lost dwarf kingdom of Erebor.
Oh,
Um,
it's a postcard from Erebor. Wish you were here. Yeah,
yeah,
okay. Well, that
they're nice. They're nice little postcards. So
yeah, but
look,
that does not add as much value as having the extra, 14 hours of Michael Pellerin's appendices materials to watch. I'm just saying they did not want to upscale or upres it to 4K. That's fine. They didn't have to, but they didn't even re-release it on Blu-ray because it was at old VHS quality video. It was old NTHC.
look and what's weird is the commentary tracks are on the HD version of the movie, which is included. So
Yeah, yeah, they
yeah,
bothered to put that on there.
I'm really happy with this set. So again, the 31 disc box set, Lord of the Rings, is a beautiful. I like it. I like it. So Cliff, I've been watching the movies with the commentary tracks.
Okay, fair enough. But there's a reason why I never bought it.
You got the 4Ks already, right?
Just the regular bare bones editions of the
It's
4K
that's the
movies.
same that's
But
included here.
it's
Bare
the
bones
only it's the
4K.
for a person who already has all of the previous home video releases. That was all I needed to complete my collection. But what I don't have right now is the disc with the canned film footage. I don't have that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a new
really
thing.
great. So before I give you the latest juicy rumor from Amazon Show, Cliff,
Oh
I'm
gosh.
watching right now. I've been watching all the commentaries. Right,
Okay. Yes.
I just put it on at
Listening
work.
to all the commentaries. Yes.
I put it on at work, guys. Let's
Yeah.
do the math first, okay?
Okay.
As I just showed you on the menu, wrong thing. There are 4 commentary tracks on this movie. These movies are 4 hours long when you include all the credits and stuff like that. So there's 4 hours of movie plus
Mhm.
plus 4 commentary tracks. So that's 5 total versions of this movie included, and then the
Okay.
theatrical version. But so 5 total versions if you watch all the commentary tracks. 5 times 4 is 20. This is 20 hours of just this movie. If you wanted to watch everything on this package, it's 20 hours.
Right.
Now let's add 20 more hours for Fellowship and 20 more hours for Return of the King.
Well, you might as well add a couple of extra hours because Return of the King Extended is 42 minutes longer than the theatrical.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
42 extra minutes of
So
Return of the King. So it's a bit longer. Yeah.
Cliff, I wanted to ask you. Two Towers has always been my favorite. So my question to you is:
Mine as well. Yes.
when they breached Helm's Deep, when the
Hmm.
orcs breach Helm's Deep,
Hmm.
um, it is a big explosion, right?
Hmm.
And in the movie they say how can fire undo stone, right?
Hmm.
And it's a big thing. Wormtongue asks how can fire undo stone, and it's kind of implied that Saruman has created the first bomb.
It's implied that Saruman has gunpowder specifically.
Zach wants to know. I'm saying the commentaries are worth it. 110%. In fact, I would argue that you learn just as much about the making of the movies with the 4 commentary tracks as you do the appendices. Maybe. So
I'm sorry. This ridiculous cat is distracting me off to the side of the frame.
I see
And
that.
all it is an empty cardboard box. You give a cat an empty cardboard box, and he's going to have days and days of outlandish fun with that. But
The
you would
Middle
just
Earth box set. That's what you want to look for, Princess Toy Nerd.
I want
So,
to back you up on that, Justin. Let me back you up and support you on that. When anybody asks me, I'll say the same thing. The audio commentaries are a very enriching, a very deeply satisfying experience. to watch a familiar movie that you've seen a million times, and yet watch it with these new insights coming from the actors or from the production people, and it will edify you. You will learn some really cool things. It's edifying. It's very cool. If you've never experienced the audio commentaries on the extended films,
You learn so much,
oh
and you learn so
yes,
much because there's
yes,
4 commentary tracks.
yeah, I
So
say dive right on in.
it's
Dive in all
20
the way.
hours. It's
Yeah.
20 hours of content, and it's constant. Like you're constantly hearing things of what the actors felt and what the directors felt and what the writers felt and what Richard the visual anyway. So Cliff, back to two Towers. We're talking about Two Towers, and in the movie it's implied at my neophyte little like innocent perspective of this movie is that it's implied that Sauron has created the first bomb
Mhm.
because Wormtongue asks, "How can fire undo stone?"
Mhm.
And when they get to Helm's Deep, Aragorn and the king and everybody else have no defenses against a bomb. Like it's almost like they haven't seen a bomb before. Um,
No,
so I want to ask you:
you're you're in a
do bombs
pre
exist?
you're in a history where it's considered pre-Iron Age, or definitely Iron Age prehistory. No, they don't have gunpowder and they don't have bombs. However, in the story, in the book, Professor Tolkien writes about the quote unquote the devices of Saruman. And that included something that Saruman had that was enough to breach the deeping wall.
Is this new technology though, or is Saruman bringing back uh, uh, something from the library that an old technology? Is he bringing something back, or is he discovering the new a new machine of war? I guess is the bomb a new thing to Middle Earth in the Two
Yes,
Towers?
yes. Yeah, it's an entirely new thing. It's an entirely new thing. Um, yep. And it also, and I'm going to go right to Otaku Senpai in the YouTube chat. That does make me wonder whether Saruman taught Gandalf how to make fireworks, because Gandalf must have access to, you
Ooh,
know, uh,
ooh.
gunpowder materials that burn in different colors, because that is the art of making fireworks, is to know the chemical components and what different colors they create
Gandalf did
when they
have
burn.
fireworks.
Yes. So
But
yeah,
fireworks don't destroy like bombs.
no, they don't. But it is. Let me grab the book from off the shelf, and I'll tell you what Professor Tolkien says about that moment in the Battle of Helm's Deep, which is a little bit different from the way Peter Jackson shows it. I'll be right back in a second.
While he's getting that, I was just watching the commentary track with the producers. So you have Mark Ordesky, Barry Osborne, Howard Shore, Andrew Lesney, everybody on there. And they said in the extended edition scenes at the end of the Two Towers, when the hobbits discover the South Farthing Leaf, I guess I missed it when I watched the movies because in the commentary tracks they tell you that remember when it was a joke because remember when Saruman says I see that your love of the halfling's leaf has slowed your mind. So it's implied that Saruman does not like weed. South Farthing weed, but weed, and there's a discussion whether it's tobacco or other we're that's for you to decide, the reader. But the hobbits love the weed. Gandalf loves the weed, and it's implied that Saruman takes a snobby opinion of those people. But then, at the end of the Two Towers, after they've reclaimed Isengard, the hobbits find that he's got 2 full barrels of the stuff. And according to the commentary track, if you look in the books, it is mentioned in only in passing that Saruman did take up smoking the weed, but he could not let his pride get the better of him, so he kept it a secret. But he actually ordered the best weed in Middle Earth to be delivered to Isengard because he secretly smoked.
Right. The pipe weed is definitely tobacco. And on page 17, in the prologue of The Lord of the Rings, keep up with me now. In the prologue, in the section called Concerning Pipeweed, Professor Tolkien explains on page
It's called
17,
Concerning Hobbits, not Concerning Pipeweed.
right here, you're looking at it. See?
Okay.
Concerning pipeweed. It's right there. It's right there. It's in black and white on the page. And allow me to indulge you for just a moment.
Yes.
Okay. There is another thing about the hobbits of old that must be mentioned, an astonishing habit. They imbibed or inhaled through pipes of clay or wood the smoke of the burning leaves of an herb which they called pipeweed or leaf, a variety probably of nicotiana. Yeah, that's what Tolkien said. Nicotiana. Okay, it is not the word tobacco because that was an American word and it was way too Americanized for Professor Tolkien to feel comfortable using it. He didn't want to use that word, so he called it something else, but it is tobacco. Okay, now, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the Riders of Rohan, the Uruk-hai, the King of the Golden Hall. Here you go, Helm's Deep. I'm going to find that part where Saruman sends his fire.
All right. While he's doing that, let me look at the chat. Does that mean Saruman was a smoker? Absolutely, 100%. He was a smoker, according to the books, and he did it in secret. Orion's angel says some of that pipeweed was my friend's. Darlene Broadway in the chat room says Cliff knows these books backwards and forwards.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Dar. Hello, Darlene. How you doing? Mom, so sweet. Look at this.
Oh,
All right. All right. On page 142 of The Two Towers, it says as follows. Nonetheless, day will bring hope to me, said Aragorn. It is not said that no foe has ever taken the Hornburg, if men defended it. So the minstrels say, said Eomer. Eomer, then let us defend it and hope, said Aragorn. Even as they spoke, there came a blare of trumpets. Then there was a crash and a flash of flame and smoke. The waters of the deeping stream poured out hissing and foaming. They were choked no longer. A gaping hole was blasted in the wall. A host of dark shapes poured in. Devilry of Saruman, cried Aragorn. So that's all we know about it. We don't know anything about it being a bomb or gunpowder or sulfur combined with, carbon combined with blah, 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 whatever it is the chemists use. Professor Tolkien is very, very vague, super vague about it, to the point where, Peter Jackson had to make up his own creative mind about how he was going to present that.
but
And so Peter Jackson made it seem a lot more like gunpowder than was in the original book. Just so you know.
yeah, based on that book, do you think? I mean, is it implied in the book when you read it? I mean, it's obvious that they undo stone, like it is a bomb, you know.
Mhm.
So,
It is. It's some kind of explosion, but the characters who are experiencing it from their point of view do not know what it is, and I think therefore Professor Tolkien, keeping with the conceit that it was the hobbits who were recording this history of the War of the Ring, we don't get to explore what it really was. But Peter Jackson visually extrapolated that this was going to be literally gunpowder, but it's not that way in the book.
someone in the chat room says Tolkien was very adamant that evil cannot create, only corrupt.
Right. Right.
Is Saruman creating an explosive device, something that can undo stone? Is that an act of creation or is that a corruption of fireworks?
No, I think that statement about creating things has to do with creating organic living things.
Yeah, I agree there. I guess my
Yeah.
final answer on this is the explosive device mentioned in the books and seen in the movies.
Mhm.
Um, is that new technology to the third age?
Yes. Yeah, I would assume that it's brand new because Saruman has been working so hard at creating these new engines of war, and Tolkien tells us uh, that he has gone so far astray. Saruman has gone so far afield from his original morality that he's now using his great skills to to create destructive machines. And the whole idea of machinery and machines is, just as alien to this world of Arda as gunpowder and muskets and rifles. Really.
Well, Alex in the chat room is 2 steps ahead of me because it's time for Green Dragon Gossip. And Cliff, the latest reports from people that were on the set of Amazon's huge Lord of the Rings series says there are a ton of explosions in the pilot of Lord of the Rings. Huge explosions that destroy cities.
Hmm. I wonder why that would be.
So
Wonder why that would be.
that's the latest juicy rumor. Cities get destroyed in
By
Amazon's Lord
explosions?
of the Rings pilot with giant explosions filmed with slow motion cameras. So, man,
But we don't, I mean, this isn't Die Hard. We don't blow up stuff in Arda. Generally speaking, we don't. What's that
and
about?
people are saying Dragonfire. According to our things, there was no direction on set that there's a dragon flying over you. Like if there's a dragon in the scene, like in uh the desolation in the Battle of Five Armies when Smaug comes to Lake Town, like the director is saying, and there's a dragon over there, and they might have a tennis ball on a stick telling you where to look. There was none of that. Allegedly on set of Amazon's show, there are just big bomb explosions in Numenor or wherever this is, but we hear Numenor.
Really? Well, that's a weird rumor. That strikes me as a weird rumor, because I got the impression that what happened at Helm's Deep was a particular characteristic that illuminated Saruman and the character of Saruman and his particular frame of mind. Saruman was so far away from keeping order with the natural world that he was off creating machines and burning down all the trees so he could get access to the ore and the minerals underneath the ring of Isengard. And it was like, whoa, the, it, Professor Tolkien was allowing the thematic discourse to be that Saruman, perhaps overly symbolically, maybe, in my mind, was the one person who was advancing way, way, way beyond this Iron Age prehistory that all the other characters were living in. And Saruman was way ahead, technologically advancing, so that it served the thematic point of Professor Tolkien wanting to have the trees under the power of Fangorn himself, Treebeard, who is named Fangorn by the elves. The power of the trees against the power of the wheels and the quote unquote industry of Isengard. So, as far as I'm concerned,
It's not a Balrog. There are no Balrogs in
no, there's
Numenor.
no
There's no
Balrogs in
Balrogs in
Numenor.
Numenor.
Uh,
Glaurung. I'm based on the reports that we've received. The explosions have nothing to do with a creature that's going to be created digitally.
Look, and
This is just a war of wrath. Not, I don't know. I don't know what war it is, but it is just explosions going off in a big city and stones hurling all over. That's what we've
really,
heard.
well, guess what? Guess what I have to say to that? Like in the 1978 animated version, Ralph Bakshi interpreted this very vague text in The Two Towers that it was presented in that film as blasts of magic spells going across the sky, across hundreds of miles, and landing at Helm's Deep and blowing up the wall. Peter Jackson had Saruman create gunpowder and a bomb, and even had Brad Dourif have his candle pushed away from the place where he was dropping in the gunpowder. And Ralph Bakshi didn't take that visualization. He took it as the casting of powerful, long distance magic spells. The result was still the same. There was an explosion at the deeping wall, and it allowed for the enemy and the Uruk-hai to break into the perimeter of Helm's Deep. So whether the filmmaker involved wants to imagine that it's gunpowder or that it's magic or it's dragon fire or whatever, these explosions are vaguely written about by Tolkien, only in this instance in The Two Towers. And if the filmmakers want to have a wilder imagination about where the explosions come from, then look no further than Peter Jackson, who made a distinctly different interpretation of where it was coming from than say the previous filmmaker who made it look like magic spells across the sky.
Yeah. Are there cannonballs coming from ships in the Second Age?
Are there what? Cannons?
Cannonballs. Yeah. Are there cannons? Like,
No.
Is Numenor getting attacked? Is a city in Numenor getting attacked from the ocean, and there's cannonballs exploding buildings along the cliffs of Numenor?
I don't think there are any cannons ever mentioned in the Silmarillion or the Lord of the Rings, ever, not once. I mean, this isn't like the Adventures of Baron Munchausen, where you're just gonna shoot cannons at the wall all day. No, that's not what happens in Arda, because there's no gunpowder per se. There has not been the technology advanced to having cannons on Numenorian ships. That doesn't exist. And you guys in the chat, you can certainly check me if I'm wrong. Everybody who's in the chat. Now, somebody else was asking, what's the description of the downfall itself? Can't remember. Meaning the description of the downfall of Numenor.
Cecilia says no cannons.
I'd have to pull that out of the Silmarillion off my shelf.
Well, okay. So the next question we have to ask is the Second Age a more advanced society where knowledge is lost because of what happens?
Yeah. You can make it like an analogy to the burning of the library at Alexandria. Yeah, when Numenor is lost, vast amounts of histories and knowledge and the heightened arts and technology, such as it was, of the most advanced.
Would you accept that, though? Would you accept that in this show?
Yeah, the most advanced things that all of mankind were able to do at that point in time in the world were Numenorian accomplishments, and all of that was lost. All of it was lost, except for whatever managed to be saved by the faithful, by Isildur and his brother Anarion.
Are there cannons and bombs
their father,
in the War of Wrath? Everyone in the chat room keeps mentioning the War of Wrath from the First Age. Yeah. Are there cannons and bombs in that?
No. It was you're talking about a Peter Jackson visual device that has crept into your consciousness. I'm telling you, Justin, it is not the way that it's not the way that John Ronald Reuel Tolkien wrote the story, and it's distinctly different the way that Ralph Bakshi visualized it versus the way Peter and his team visualized it. So no, you might have to get more comfortable letting go of that visual motif, because the people at Amazon Studios are not obligated to recreate, and they don't even want to. I mean, from what we understand, they want their Middle Earth to look and feel distinct and a little different from Peter Jackson's.
Well, okay.
So
So let me ask you. Let me ask you this: would you would you accept some storytelling device on Amazon show that is similar to Cersei blowing up King's Landing?
with the green fire, like they did in Game of Thrones, no, when major destruction happens, like the sinking of Balerion under the waves, that's because of the power of the Valar. And when Numenor is destroyed
All
in
right.
the
So
tumult,
are the
that is
Valar
the
throwing meteors? Is
no,
this like Thanos
no,
grabbing the moon and throwing it at Tony?
nope, that's not the way it was written. No, 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 no cannons, no gunpowder. Sorry. So
No cannons,
whatever,
no bombs,
whatever.
no gunpowder, no gaseous explosions.
Nope. Nope. No. No
That
uranium. No uranium half-life. Sorry. So these rumors you're hearing about explosions, I
oh,
don't. I don't even know what to say about that. Because anyway, we also have one thing that was sent to us before we actually close the show.
what is this? What is
We
this,
have
Cliff?
we have some surprise, a wonderful surprise that was sent to us
What?
from an extraordinary friend named Jim Golden. It's Jim Golden. Thank you, Jim, in New York State, who
Like
sent us
Smaug the
something.
Golden? Wait, is it too
Yeah,
torn?
it's too torn. Yeah, it was to theonering.net. Yep. So shall I go ahead and open this up and see what's
Oh,
inside?
yeah, yeah. If it's
Okay,
too
let's see.
torn,
It's too torn. Yeah.
how did you get a hold of it? Oh, because I told
Ah,
everybody they could send stuff to Scum and Villainy
that is
Cantina,
correct. And
Hollywood, California,
somebody sent this to Scum and Villainy
and we
Cantina.
got it. So
We got it.
if you
Let's see
want to
what we
send
got here.
anything to us, send it to Scum and Villainy Cantina,
Oh my
Hollywood,
goodness.
California.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I'm excited. This is like another
It
Christmas.
is. I hope I can get this open.
I mean, the last gift we got was this beautiful baby.
What's that? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was beautiful. Where did this come from though? This came from New York. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
How do the Valar fight? Not with bombs.
No, not with bombs, dude. Who's asking?
Mark of the Dragon, why are you crying? Why are you crying?
Oh, I don't know if I can get this open.
Can I send a couple flash drives with ideas for the show? No, we live on the internet. It like just post it. Share it on Twitter and Reddit and our Facebook page and join our
That's
Facebook group if you want to share ideas.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
promise you that Amazon is not taking any ideas from any of us crazy fans.
Hey,
I
well, that might
promise you.
actually work. Ah,
There's no inclination they're listening.
look what I got. I've been running with scissors. Thank you.
There's
Thank you
no
to
crying in Middle Earth.
my my very conscientious roommate who is smarter than I am. Definitely smarter than I am. He figured
Tolkien
out
did depict tank-like machines in some early drafts. Yeah, but it never made it. I'm telling you, don't. This is why it's big concerning when I hear that there were days on set of Numenor with big explosions. I'm like, wait, hold on. The whole one of the reasons we really loved Fellowship of the Ring and Middle Earth is that the big explosion at Helm's Deep is the only explosion.
well, look, if there's a cataclysm which is going to sink Atlantis, the island continent of Numenor slash Atlantis, if that's going to happen and they're going to show all kinds of tumult and mountains being destroyed and crumbling of the island and the ocean coming over everything, they might have rigged special effect explosions. They might have practical effect explosions that were demolishing the set because you're going to have the force of seismic activity, which is off the scale. beyond anything. And because it's divine, this is divine intervention, which is destroying Numenor. So they can use whatever pyrotechnic tricks they want to
And
make
there
it look
weren't
like it's
there
being destroyed.
the
Sure.
wizards. There aren't any wizards in Numenor. There aren't any wizards with like magic sticks that they can like throw
No wizards.
fireballs
No
at.
wizards in Numenor. No hobbits in Numenor. They better get that right. Okay.
Oh,
Really, no hobbits.
well, we know there's going to be Harfoots. So, Cliff, what
Not
if
in
they?
Numenor. Not in Numenor. No
Yeah,
hobbits in Numenor.
I hope Amazon is fully
Ooh.
aware how angry fans still are that the Hobbits went to Osgiliath. As much as Sean Astin should have won the Oscar
Oh.
for that speech, the Hobbits shouldn't have been at Osgiliath. So do not
Agreed.
take your Harfoots to Numenor.
The hobbits should not have been at Osgiliath. Well, this is wonderful. The extra the extra care. He's taken a lot of care, Mr. Golding. Thank you,
What is
Mr.
it?
Golden, for packing this up so beautifully.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
That was just paper.
What is it? What is it?
That was paper. There's a bunch of posters here. I
Is
have
there a volcano on Numenor?
Oh, wow. Look at here. Look at what we've got here.
He's distracted.
These are original posters. These are original posters from Movie Posters USA. Thank you for your order. Wow, this is awesome. Did we order these? He just sent us, this is wonderful, the Lord of the Rings 3 movie poster set, including original, full-size, regular, theatrical movie posters, 1, 2, and 3 for the 3 Lord of the Rings films. And if I show you people at home, I'm going to try to align them so that the paper, oh, these are in great condition. Wow, these are in beautiful, beautiful condition. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these are theatrical posters. Oh, you know what? There's a beautiful note inside. Let me read this to you. It says, "Hi guys, longtime fan of Torn Tuesdays and the OneRing.net since the early 2000s. Nice, that's super cool. Here are 2 posters I wanted to pass along. Justin, you had mentioned on the show that you wanted to fill an empty spot on your wall. 1 for each of you. I'll let you decide who gets which poster. Happy holidays, Jim Golden." Thank you, Jim. That is so extraordinary.
Well, that's a
Thank
big
you,
empty
thank you, Jim.
wall.
Thank you, Jim.
And there's a poster. Cliff, oh my gosh, let me see this. Let me see this. I want.
Okay.
What are we working with here? Let's let the chat room decide. Actually,
We have
what goes on my wall and what goes on Cliff's wall.
This is the 2 Towers. Full theatrical.
We were
full
just
theatrical
talking about the 2 Towers.
Yeah, that is the
My
full
favorite of the
theatrical poster
trilogy.
for the 2 Towers. And do you want to know what the other one is?
Yes.
It's the Return of the King.
You can keep that one. I want the 2 Towers.
It's the Return of the King. Oh, you mean I can keep the one that won Best Picture?
Look, it's not a competition. He won for all 3 movies.
How about that? And this one is the one for the Return of the King.
I never liked how Frodo looked on that poster.
Oh, okay. Sure. Whatever you say.
Wow,
these are beautiful
so
posters.
This
is
this hype is taking me right back to 2002. Like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so are we going to flip a coin, or are we going to arm wrestle over who gets which poster?
I told you I want 2 Towers. Like,
yeah.
Do you have any?
There's Brian Martin. I want to make a very special shout out to our dear friend Brian Martin, who just joined us there live in the YouTube chat. Hello there. He's an extraordinary friend of ours. One of the original people that we interviewed in our documentary feature film, Ringers, Lord of the Fans, that we made 20 years ago. Brian and Melissa Martin are wonderful friends of the community, long-time Ringer fans, and you guys are the best. I want to say hello, Brian, and give my love to Sophie and to the family and everybody. And thank you very much for taking me to Disneyland a couple of weeks ago. That was awesome. You know what, Justin? If I wanted to have this Two
Is it
Towers
all
poster,
three? Is it Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King?
no, there are only 2 posters here. Okay,
Is
and
there
which
anything?
one?
What was that plastic tube? Was there
That was
anything?
just outer wrap. That was an outer
Okay,
wrap.
okay.
Okay, so hey, are we going to fight over this poster? Hmm?
Look, let's let the chat room decide. All right, guys, which one goes on this wall right here that you guys have to look at? I don't have to look at it because my face is at you. What poster goes here? Two Towers or Return of the King?
Which one are you missing, sir? You did say
Well, here.
are you
Yeah,
missing
I'm
one?
gonna take a picture of my corner right now. What you can't see is right here in my corner.
Oh, okay. I can't see that. Okay,
Hold on, hold on.
what do you have missing? Oh, okay. Those are not the theatrical release posters. Those are the
No, those
main
are oversized bus shelter posters
that show
of
the character, featured
Desolation
characters.
of Smaug
Yep.
and the Two Towers.
Okay. Okay. So do you want an
But look at the chat room, Cliff. The
Okay, Varking is right. Varking Rune Song says that you must wear the Gollum mask in order to pick up the Two Towers poster.
guys, you guys know I don't like that mask.
I know it's a bit crazy. That mask is a bit nuts. Okay. Do you know what? I love it. I will take the Return of the King poster with gratitude, and I will let you have the Two Towers poster, Justin. That's wonderful. You go ahead and have it. All right.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Don't say I never did nothing for you. Wow, this is beautifully packaged. He did a great job packaging these posters. Really a great job. So there's that. And wow, I love it when people send us lovely gifts like that. Oh, Justin, why are you wearing that? Okay. Oh, good Lord. All right. We're done. We're done here. You can take the mask off now, Justin. That's Why don't you try your Smeagol voice? Just try your Smeagol voice.
My precious.
That's pretty creepy. Okay. Stop it now. Stop now. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, please don't encourage him. Make him take that off. Yeah, Brian, you're right. Brian says that mask is horrid. It's really scary. Do you know why it's so scary? Because even on his worst day, Gollum never had a hangover that bad. Ever. That's a bad, bad hangover.
It hurts us.
Oh, yeah, I know it hurts. You better eat some eggs and drink a lot of water because you're obviously you tied
wanted this. You wanted this face. Here it is.
you guys. All right, it's enough. Take it off, Justin. Take it off. You're so this hungover version of Gollum. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. So come on, quit it. Take it off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the end of Green Dragon gossip, and there's no more gossip to be had. But I will iterate this one more time. If they're using explosions on the set to crumble the walls or the buildings or whatever on Numenor, maybe it's because they have to have practical explosions, and then they will use visual effects to have it be a rock slide, landslide, avalanche, tsunami, or whatever seismic forces are going to destroy Numenor. Maybe they just need practical explosions to make it look like the building is being pushed apart and blown to bits by terrific seismic forces. Anyways, yeah, you know what? You're scaring my kids too. You know what? You are scaring any future kids that I might have. If I can't have any kids in the future, it's because of you. It's because of you and that mask, Justin. You've scared them off. All right? Yeah. God, please stop it. Please stop. Please, I beg you to stop it. Take that bloody thing off. It's too much. Okay, now we're going to sign off. And before we sign off, I want to say thank you again to an extraordinary worldwide audience of people, all of them in our community, coming to appreciate the mischief and the magic and the broad speculation. Again, we're in the territory of broad speculation, but I would anticipate at the very end of this month, in the end of January, or maybe in early February, closer to the Super Bowl, I would expect a big, splashy announcement, maybe an online trailer from Amazon Studios. Until then, that's all we've got. We're just
Thumbs down and bombs. No
yeah.
explosions.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. You know what, guys? I'm going to finish the show because Justin is no longer here with us. He's been completely replaced by this strung out, naked lunch. This is a totally strung out, addicted, naked lunch version of Smeagol, and I just can't deal with it. Okay. William Burroughs fans, you can unite around this lost cause if you're a William Burroughs fan, but I'm done. I'm done. I'm just telling you, stick a fork in me because I'm done. Okay, we're done. Good night, everybody. Thank you for being with us. Next week on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, we're gonna. Brian says Sunset Strip Gollum. Yeah, that's Gollum down there on the Sunset Strip looking for his next, fix. No, don't do it. I'm gonna say good night, and everybody, please stay safe, take good care of yourselves, and be extra kind to yourselves when things get rough. And always remember, the very best things in life are right here in between the pages of this book, right here, The Lord of the Rings. Thank you to Alan Lee for responding to our tweet earlier today. You're the best. As reclusive as you are, bless you for coming out to play with us in the digital Twitter sphere. That was fun today. Thanks, Alan. A lot of love to you guys. I will be here hosting, maybe co-hosting. I don't know if Justin's ever going to come back, ever, but I'll be here next week for Torn Tuesday. Until then, everybody, I want to say good night and good luck. Or better yet, buenos noches Yes, buenos noches y buena suerte. Good night and good luck, everybody. Oh my gosh.